Good morning. I lead Bristol City Council's City Innovations team work on digital inclusion. I'm a public sector innovation geek with an anthropology degree, so I guess that's why I'm here today. And today I wanted to share with you some thoughts on a question that we're exploring within the City Innovation team, which is how can we ensure that we innovate responsibly in the space of smart cities and digital technology. Our vision is for Bristol to become digitally well-connected and data-enabled, to use technology for public good. So we want communities to influence how technology is used in the city and to be included in the social and economic benefits of digital technology. For us, it's all about the people. It's all about enhancing lived experiences within the city and how technology can help to shape those positive experiences. So to achieve that, we need to adopt an ethos of responsible innovation, to keep people at the centre of smart tech development, and to keep sight of all the ethical, societal and regulatory challenges of smart cities that we've been hearing about today. Our aims for smart cities and digital tech programmes to embed ethical data practices, to equitably use technologies alongside digital inclusion, skills and community engagement. So digital inclusion really is at the heart, and it's about so much more than skills and access. We're really seeing digital inclusion as a foundation of the smart city. I have a small confession to make. I was new to this space, and I set out today to talk to you about a set of commitments or principles that we were going to make about digital inclusion and how we could align our projects to these commitments. The good news is that I found I wasn't the only one thinking in this way. So today, rather than a neat set of commitments, I'm sharing with you a sort of messy journey of learning and discovery. And our first lesson is not to reinvent the wheel, perfect it rather than starting from scratch. We found that there were charters and declarations already out there that have weight and credibility, so instead we're aligning ourselves to those. So alongside other local authorities in the UK, Bristol City Council has signed up to the Local Digital Declaration, which sets out standards and behaviours for how we develop and deliver digital services. Some 200 local authorities have made commitments to the declaration, and we're also looking at the declaration for Cities Coalition on Digital Rights. We've committed to the standards as a whole city, as a whole local authority, and our job now is really to spread the word and to make sure that all of our colleagues who are working on digital technology projects are aligning their work to that. It seems that there is real strength in all working to agreed standards and principles. Second lesson really is also about learning and learning from other disciplines. So here we've started to take a more design-led approach or a more challenge-led approach to ensure that we're understanding genuine needs, that we're involving users, and that we're designing in response to these rather than being technology-led. It's been recognised that there is power in combining the disciplines of design thinking with digital technology and data, and that this could be transformative. Indeed, Canada's Institute on Governance has recently said that every government executive should have a grounding in these three fields. Within the team, we're also developing a set of design principles for our smart cities work and bolstering skills in the team around design thinking and methods. The hope is that in developing this capability within the team, we'll start to change the culture so that design-led practice becomes more embedded. A third lesson is that it takes all sorts and the importance of having a balanced team. So I think we've heard a fair amount about that already this morning around bias. So I got to thinking about this recently, having read a news article that suggested a lack of diversity in the CIA meant that the agency was blind to clues ahead of the 9/11 attacks. So it's really a stark reminder that we have to be aware and cautious for the potential of biases to creep in. Particularly as we develop technologies and algorithms, we need to make sure those biases are diluted, and the best way of doing that is in involving a variety of people in their development. So we run hackathons as part of our work to democratise the development of apps and algorithms, to grow the local digital sector, and to support our wider programme of digital inclusion. Keeping in mind who we're designing for, who will use a product and who will benefit from it, really helps us to ensure that a product or service will be developed in the right way. Lesson 4 is around identifying champions and creating a movement so that you take other people on the journey with you. We've taken inspiration actually from Lloyd's Banking Group's work on digital champions and are setting up our own version within the City Council, whereby colleagues will pledge to support residents, colleagues, even friends and family, with learning new digital skills. We're piloting the Digital Champions programme and recruiting through our staff-led groups, who are representatives of Bristol City Council employees who have protected characteristics, to ensure that we build diversity into the network from the start. And we're already seeing that by taking those small pledges, those small actions, that it's really adding up to kind of collective change and a collective impact. Simply by being vigilant to need and being aware of the issue and being asked to look out for opportunities to help others and share skills, actions are already being taken and positive change is being created. Finally, the final lesson is to just keep moving forward, keep going with it. Talk about digital inclusion to anyone who will listen. Bring it up in conversations, particularly around diversity and inclusion, where it's not yet talked about. Raise its profile and put it on people's agendas. Digital skills are essential, and digital services are now ubiquitous with every aspect of our lives. This is for everyone, and for socially responsible technology to be developed, everybody has to be involved and engaged. It's no longer optional. But recognising that this will be messy, it will take time, but we have to start and don't stop. We all have a role to play, whether that's as technologists, as academics and anthropologists, as residents or consumers, whatever the hat is that we have on. We can all influence our futures, and these small incremental changes can add up to something delightful. And with that, I'll leave you with Mother Teresa's wisdom that not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Thank you.